There are many cosmetic makers out there, but Besame Cosmetics bridges the gap between past and present, recreating vintage makeup that's relevant today.
My products, I think, make ladies feel special. When they use the products, they really feel very glamorous and kind of old Hollywood, and they look forward to using them. It really makes them feel like a lady. My name is Gabriela Hernandez, and I make cosmetics. The name of my company is Besame Cosmetics. It means kiss me in Spanish.
Gabriela is inspired by an era of traditional beauty, in which makeup was a treasured product.
My background is really more traditional styles, more traditional beauty rituals. I grew up in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. I came to the United States when I was 14 years old. I grew up looking at my grandma's vanity and how she put on her makeup and did her hair. She wouldn't go out unless she had her lipstick on. So that's what I wanted to do, is to make it more of a ritual, or something that actually brings you pleasure and joy instead of being a chore that you have to do every morning.
Although Besame is a small business, thanks to Gabriela's family, it's a team effort.
Well, I work with my husband and my daughter, and they are both very much involved in the business. He does all the production part of things.
If we took this, we could do something like that.
Working together is a joy. When we get to see the face of a customer that discovers that new product or finds that color that they've been looking for, that's really the joy.
My daughter, she's got a really good eye for color, so she gives me kind of the young perspective on what I'm doing. She say, "Mom, this is a little too old. You gotta get a bit younger."
When I get out of school, I go to the lab with her, I look at all the colors, I go, oh, I like this one's too dark. And I like doing that. I've gotten that passion in me.
When designing new cosmetics, Gabriela often goes to vintage stores to gather inspiration from the past.
I'm more of a traditional artist than a makeup artist, so my passion is really color, and I express it through the lipsticks and the products that we make.
Hi!
Hi,
How are you doing, Gabriela? Good. Good to see you.
I need some inspiration for some new colors. So we definitely come from more of a color study, kind of like color detective type of work. So we look at things from the past and we try to see how they fit into now. This one's really neat. Look at this. I like vintage styles just because I like the simplicity of them. They really had maybe 3 or 4 products that they used. They had their lipstick, they had their powder, maybe they had a pencil or 2, but the colors were good. The products were flattering to a lot of women. That's really the key, is to find the color that is flattering to you, and then you don't need that many products to look nice. Oh yeah, this one I definitely have to make. That's why I do a lot of red, because a lot of companies don't make so many different variations of red, where in the 30s and the 40s, all they wore was red. This one looks like a 40s one. We actually want to be more timeless. We want products that you can use all the time, anytime. These are awesome. I think I'm gonna take these.
Being a color detective, Gabriela analyzes her finds in order to replicate them, using only a few natural ingredients.
I actually take the color and see if those colors are actually already in my line, or it's a color that I can add to the line that I'm already making. This one was really cool. I really liked it. I liked the container too. I take the lipstick and I take a sample, swatch it on a piece of acetate or paper, and I can see the undertone of the lipstick. I can see what the pigments actually look like underneath, because that's really important when you're talking about reds or any other color.
That one has more orange to it, and we have a pinker kind of.
It actually makes a huge difference on how that lipstick is going to look on somebody, because if the undertone of the lipstick is pink and you're trying to go for a red that's warmer on somebody, it's always going to look pink. That's what I look for when I take samples of the old lipsticks, and then we can try to match it with current pigments that are actually FDA approved. We might have to look at this one again and see if we can get closer to that.
But we could take that just a little darker too.
Yeah, it would be like a more of a burnt orange, yeah. I love being a makeup detective because I love to find new things that I haven't found before. And then it's kind of like the joy of discovery, like, oh, look what I found. I found a treasure and I can share it with people.
Once Gabriella picks a color to replicate, she melts down a recipe, pours it into a small test mold, and then freezes it to harden.
When you're trying to make products that really, really resemble the old products as much as you possibly can. So we mold our own tips for our lipstick, we mold the containers, we make custom labels, we make custom boxes. I still have the passion to get the art just right. To get it to look nice and shiny, what we do is we flame it. It melts it just enough on the outside so that it looks nice and shiny and new. When you look at the product, you don't really know if it's actually a vintage product or it's a new product. The art of makeup is making somebody feel good about themselves with just a stick of lipstick. You're gonna take it? Yes, of course.